Thank you everyone for being here today. It's a really significant day in the history of the Port Adelaide Footy Club with Travis Boak announcing his retirement. Travis is a very special player, but an even more inspirational person. We farewell a player that's given his everything, his heart, his body, his soul to this great club for 19 unforgettable seasons. Travis has been an incredible player and for so long our spiritual leader. He changed the trajectory of our club when we needed him the most, and we'll be forever grateful for that moment and his loyalty. The pride, heart and genuine love Travis has shown for this club and its people will be one of his true legacies. Travis's passion for helping others, and in particular his support of the Childhood Cancer Association, shows the depth of his character, his care and compassion. On behalf of our members, our fans, and the people you've so deeply impacted in the community, Travis, thank you and congratulations. I hope you feel the love and genuine care that is felt for you because of who you are, not because of the player you are. Finally, to Travis's family, to Chicky, Sarah, Cass and Anthony, thank you for sharing this journey with us and with Trav. Travis Boak, the Port Adelaide Football Club all-time games record holder, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy to take any questions.
How's that sit with you, mate? All-time records games for the club?
Yeah, it's a tremendous honour to represent this footy club. You know, from day one I walked into this club with a dream to play AFL and to represent the Port Adelaide Footy Club for 19 years and to play the number of games I have. It's been a dream come true and a great honour, but I couldn't do it without family, the fans, my friends, but the boys as well. They've been a huge part of the journey, and I'm just so grateful to have so many great teammates and special friendships and bonds that I've made along the journey.
You've probably been in this position a couple of times over the last few years about whether you will or whether you won't. What's different this time? When did you know that this would be your last year?
Yeah, I said to the boys it's been 5 years. I've been considering retirement, but I just didn't want to do the speech to the boys. I was dreading it for so long. But yeah, probably the last 3 years I've been saying to Mum this will be my last year, and she hasn't missed a game since then. But yeah, this year's been a challenge for sure. My body was probably the first to go, and then yeah, my mind sort of was pretty quickly after that I can't do what I used to be able to do, and my passion for what's next is almost more now than playing footy, which has been hasn't been the case for 19 years. So it's yeah, it came pretty quickly, and we had the chat. I had a chat with Kenny and Chris, and yeah, this was the time to do it.
Have you had the time to reflect yet, mate?
Not really. Nah, not really. You know, even just talking to the boys before, and you know, thinking about talking to the boys over the last couple of nights, I've definitely had some memories come through, and talking to past teammates and things like that for sure. But no, I've still got 3 games to go, and I want to enjoy those with the boys. And you know, there'll be, as I said to them, it's a dream come true to play AFL, and I'll continue that for 3 more games.
What does stand out over the journey, though?
I think the memories that you create through, you know, the hard times, the good times, coming in the rooms after the wins and losses, and sharing those moments with your teammates. They create the bonds and the friendships that you'll treasure forever. You know, the Robbie's milestone games, Robbie's last game, the showdowns, the finals, all those just are great memories that I'll have for a long period of time. But the friendships and the bonds you create with your teammates are probably the ones that I'll remember forever.
How much does it mean to finish up alongside the coach you've been under for 13 years now?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be huge, and it's going to be a pretty special day to finish with Ken. And yeah, he took over in 2013 when the club was in a really tough position, and you know, we basically bottomed out, and we needed to get back to a position we could be proud of as a footy club. And we haven't had the ultimate success, but we've done everything we can to get the club back to being a really strong club, and to finish with Kenny, who appointed me as captain in 2013, and we've shared some great memories together, and to finish together is going to be really special.
You finish at age 37. How difficult is it to play to that age, and the injuries that you've dealt with the past few years?
I think probably the last 2 or 3 years has been a real challenge. So that's when I started to notice it most, and sort of had to ramp up everything outside of footy to try and get out there on the park. But you do, as you get older, post 30 does get a little bit more challenging. But the body this year has just really struggled with, even training, gym. There's probably not amount of recovery I could do to sort of get to a point I want to get to, and sort of limped into a lot of games. So it's definitely been a challenge, which then ultimately your mind starts to get challenged as well, and a lot of self-doubt creeps in. But that's all part of the journey, and I'm fortunate enough to still be here today and get a few more games left.
Heading back to the start, when you arrived here, do you think you'd be sitting in a facility like this? How far the club has come, and also how far you've come from 20 years ago almost? Yeah,
I'm so proud to be a part of this footy club, and walking in here as an 18-year-old to where it is today, the growth that has been made within this footy club, the people who have come in and made a huge difference. It's been an honour to be a part of. The captains that we've had, the presidents, the CEOs that we've had, they've all had a massive contribution to this footy club, and I think you want to come in and leave the place in a better place, and we've got great leadership with Connor and Zach and Richo and Kari taking over next year. The club's in a good position. Hopefully success is not far away in terms of on field, but certainly the club is in a great position off field, and for us to leave it hopefully in that way is something we can be proud of.
Rejecting Geelong in 2012 will always obviously be a famous moment. How special is it for you that you're able to retire as a one club player?
It is special, and I know I'll always get comments, if you come to Geelong you could have won a couple of flags, but I'm so grateful for this footy club that stuck by me early days. I didn't think I'd be here longer than 2 years. I thought I'd be back home. So to be here for 19 years and to go through those challenges is something that I'm really proud of. I would have loved to have a flag. I would have loved to have brought a flag to our community and our fans, but unfortunately that just wasn't to be. But I think I can step away knowing that I gave all I did, and I was a part of a footy club that was has rich history, and I'm proud of that.
What was your family? You got some family here today, obviously, and they've been with you throughout the journey. What was their reaction when you told them that this was the year that you were winding up?
I think they knew. I think I told Mum, and she can always tell in my face when I'm being honest, and I feel at ease. And as soon as I told her, she knew that I was really happy with that decision. And I think she just said she was proud of me straight away. And they've been the ultimate support for me. I know no player could sit up and talk about their footy career without their family, but they've been an incredible support for me. And don't cry, Mum, because I won't look at you. But for everything that they've done for me, I'm just in debt to them for the rest of my life.
Would you be here now without them?
Oh, hell no. No, not at all. From the early days when Mum and Dad would drive me to footy, Dad was kicking the footy with me in the backyard, teaching me, how to kick. Not so well on my left, but more on my right. To Mum hurting her knee because I needed to do some extra stuff at Torquay Footy Oval, and driving to games, and then my sisters and my cousins, my auntie, my uncle, being at every game. You come off after a loss and you're devastated, but they're there to support you. They're the things that get you back up for the next week and want to go out there and do it all again.
What would your dad be thinking?
Hopefully he's proud. Not so much of the footy that I played and the achievements or whatever, but the person I've become, and to sort of go through what I've been through and overcome those challenges and sort of just step up and go again is hopefully something he's proud of, and the human being I've become.
You said a few weeks ago that you got a bit emotional when the crowd got behind you after that West Coast goal. Have you thought about the sort of emotions that you're going to be running through these next 3 weeks, obviously home game.
A little bit, and I'm a little bit daunted by it all because it is. I don't want it to be about me, but in saying that, it's a great opportunity for me to thank them and embrace everything they've given me. Like the support that I've had from the fans for 19 years has been incredible, and nothing's been easy along the way. We've had a lot of ups and downs, but the support they've given me has been incredible, and I'm looking forward to celebrating with them for the next 3 games.
Ken, what's it been like to have a man like Trav alongside you for the journey?
Yeah, I've been incredibly lucky to have Travis, for 13 years. Trav and Ollie, the only 2 that I've had the whole way through. So, he said the first captain that we appointed here after Dom, and he's led this footy club. It's not an understatement to say that this footy club perhaps wouldn't be here without this man, and his decision in 2012. So he was clearly the right person to lead the footy club right from the very time I got here. He's been the right person to have by my side the whole way through. It is retirements come, and they're always a little bit disappointing that you lose great people, but Trav's been, a great credit to himself, his family, and the way he's led our footy club. We're just so honoured to have had him here for so long, 19 years. I mean, goodness gracious me, not many people are supposed to be playing footy for that long, so he's just an absolute champion person.
What did you see in him, Ken? Because
He's good looking. He just had the qualities you want. I mean, his decision in 12 before I got here was enough. Nearly to say, that's the person you want to lead your footy club, and that's the person that, the way he trained, the way he worked, the way he embraced all his teammates. It was just right. I can remember saying, I think it was when we had the old lecture theatre, it was the team think you're going to be the next captain in front of the team, and they knew. So it was only a matter of us, KT back then and myself, and to make the appointment that was obvious to everyone. He was always the captain of this football club when I turned up after Dom, so it was pretty clear.
So that decision to stay that continually gets brought up as such a crucial moment for the club. How does it sit with you that it was a decision that you made but is constantly referred to as a crucial moment in this club's history?
I think I was just one small part of that. There was a lot of other people that committed to this footy club and wanted to make a massive change. But I'm just proud of the effort and the work that the club did to turn the place around. As I said before, we were in a pretty bad position, but there was a lot of people that wanted to make a big difference to this footy club, and I was fortunate enough to be a small part of it.
You mentioned before you're excited for what's next, and you've started looking. Where are you at with that? What are you thinking?
Firstly, I'm going to have a nice holiday, a couple of guilt-free beers, and then, I'm not entirely sure, but I want to stay in performance, mental coaching, mindset coaching, all that kind of stuff. The stuff that I've been able to learn over the last 6 or 7 years in particular, to help my game on and off the field, outside of just the craft that we do, is something that I'm really passionate about, and hopefully I can sort of give back in some way in that space.
How important has that been for your longevity, the mindset side of things? Everyone talks about the fitness work and what extras you've been doing off the field from a fitness perspective, but what about in the mindset space? How important is that?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, it's probably 90% of the game now, and the challenges that we all face, whether it's in life or sport or whatever it is, the stresses that come with that can create a huge impact on your body and your mind, and to be able to deal with that, to understand where you go when you are under stress, and how to deal with failure and mistakes, and to be able to turn up again with those emotions is something that's helped me a lot, and it's given me a lot of freedom to then just be myself, and that helps then go out and perform and play, and almost gives you more motivation to want to improve and go do the things that are challenging and that most people don't want to get out of bed and do. So definitely the mindset space is something that's helped me a lot.
Was that your parting message to the boys along those lines, or what did you say to them when you had your chat?
I really just wanted to thank them. I wouldn't be here today without all those boys, and there was a couple I couldn't look at. Pep was probably the one that, obviously, we've had a really close relationship over the years, and they have been incredible for me. I just said that there's been times that I don't want to come into the club and train. It gets challenging as you get older, and they're the ones that make me get out of bed and come in here and want to be better. And I just wanted to thank them, and then at the end, just for them to enjoy every part of being a footballer, because it doesn't last forever. We talk about gratitude a fair bit, and we can forget what football actually means, and we all, as kids, dreamed of playing AFL footy, and yeah, getting back to that and loving that is what's most important.
It feels like you've been driving human first, athlete second narrative across all perspective across the competition. How important is that been for you to make that a focus?
Yeah, I mean, that was shit. My throat's sorry. That was a huge change for me around 2019. And I've spoken about a bit where, football was a huge part of my identity, and walking off the field after a win or loss sort of created the person that I was, and that created up and down performance, and a lot of stress in my life, and to be able to then separate the footballer from the human was something that then helped elevate my career on field and the performance, but made me want to enjoy it more and get back to why I was loving it, because I was a human first, and whatever the result was on the weekend had no effect on the person I was. And we get caught up in that a lot as professional athletes and people, that we think we are what we do, but we're not, and getting back to that was something then created a lot more joy around football.
In 2006 you arrived with two other club greats, in Robbie Gray and Justin Westhoff. Did you ever think that you and those two would get to this point where you are club greats and so respected by fans and people in South Australia?
I think when we first come over, we had no idea what was going on. Me and Rob didn't talk. Hoff didn't talk for 14 years or however long he played. But to share the journey with those guys, and Shuey, who's here as well, was a part of that draft. It's special because we had a really good ride together, and Robbie, in my eyes, is the greatest Port Adelaide player to ever play, and Hoff was huge, and to share memories with those guys that we started with was they're what makes footy great. You create great relationships and great bonds with these players, and to start with them and have a good journey with them was special.
Do you think you'll get to don the number 5 for Torquay at some point?
Well, I went and watched Torquay on the weekend. They knocked off the top side by 8 goals, so I don't know if I'll get in the team. But yeah, they've said they're holding the number 5 for me when I get back, so hopefully I'll be back there maybe next year or the year after, depending on how my body is. But I'd love to go back to Torquay and play at some stage. It's special to our family, and it's special to me. I grew up kicking the footy after games there as a kid, and yeah, I'd love to get back there at some stage.
You thought about your final 2 games at home and how you're sort of going to be able to focus on the game, or do you think you'll give yourself the opportunity to take it in the Adelaide Oval and all the special moments that you've had there over the year?
Yeah, I mean, even this year I've felt like different moments in games where I've just sort of looked around at the crowd and tried to take it all in. The last couple never tear us apart. Walking off the ground, hopefully after a couple of wins, will be really special. But I'm looking forward to thanking the fans and making sure that they feel they're a part of these last couple of games, because they've been a huge part of my journey for a long period of time. So yeah, looking forward to it.
It's been a difficult year, transitional year, obviously players coming and going. Ken's last year as well. Just where exactly do you think that the side's at, and how quickly can they get back to where they belong?
It definitely has been a challenging year on field, and we've had some things we've had to deal with injuries and form and those sort of things. But I think it's in a great position. I mean, the young guys that we've got in this group, Connor leading the club, boys signing on still to want to be a part of it. Kari taking over next year is going to be great for the footy club. So I think we're in really good hands. And our fans have got a lot to look forward to, and as I said before, you want to leave the club in a good place, and it's in a really good position to go forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the boys can do.
Ken, how much have you seen, I guess, the leaders talking about Connor and Zach and that sort of thing learn from Trav?
Yeah, well, you almost can't give it credit with what they've learned from Trav, and Tom sitting beside you too. The people that they learn from, Trav was, as I said, my first captain, so they learn a lot from him, and they see how you behave at different moments. They understand some of the stuff that Trav went through as a captain. Clearly, we talked around that a lot when he was a captain, taking on too big a burden, taking on too much of the role, and and being the only person that's, you know, basically the face, I think he's helped them understand that you're only a part of it, but you have some real responsibility as captain. I'm sure Connor, Zach, anyone that's a young player at our football club that's they've learned off Travis, they've learned off Tom. You know, they've learnt the right way, and they understand that there's pressure in captaining Port Adelaide. That's true, but there's also you know, an acceptance of just letting it be who you are and what you are, and that's the most important thing, and to enjoy the moments that you get to play football like he has done for 19 years.
You've made it pretty clear you're happy to go quietly into the sunset. Are you glad Travis is going to take
How good. How good. It's worked out great for me, unfortunately, Trev. You know, and our fans should be recognising Travis like no one else, and that's going to be great for me to be able to sneak off and, you know, watch him celebrate with his footy club and his family, and you know, recognise him for the great player that he's been, and more importantly, the great person he's been to me.